Hello guys, my name is Naveed. I'm an instructor here in Stockholm on your driving academy. Today I'm going to give you guidance of how to put your driver's test. Sometimes we just go there for hopes and dreams, but no knowledge and no experience at all, which is not going to make you manage the test. Test is not impossible. You can definitely make it, but you need to have some certain knowledge about how to drive in Sweden, how they want you to drive, how to put the security at first place. International people, we are from all over the country, so maybe from India, from China, South America, South Africa. No matter where you are, maybe you have lots of experience from different countries, but a couple of lessons, what you need is from your driving school. Just get yourself a couple of lessons and get yourself a spine. For instance, people that have lots of experience in driving, they don't know how to properly start and stop, how to look, how to watch out for hazards in blind spot. Some things are main things in your driver's test, such as main things are how to start, how to stop, where to look at that basically, if you know how to properly use the mirrors. Also when you turn, when you change track, when you get on to the highway, also left turn and straight in the roundabout, and also reverse around corner. These are the main things which they properly look at you very close. So let's suppose you are there to put driver's test and you have lots of experience, you want to give it a shot for the first time. You go there with all your knowledge, all your experience, but in the parking, most of the time the inspector notices that the person needs a lot more education in driving, because there's a difference between, there are two kind of drivers here. One that only wants the license, the other one wants to learn to drive and then gets the license. So which one do you want to be? Because we all know a person that has a license that shouldn't have a license. So make up your mind which one you want to be. The first one which wants the license is, if a student came to me and I somehow maybe had an ability to fix him a license, if I gave the person a license, he would just turn around and just leave and never try to learn himself to drive. And that is a pretty dangerous thought, because that is something you don't want to do. Let's suppose a person comes for a test and you are the inspector. How would you evaluate that person? Would you just give it a license, or would you check if it responds to security, if it looks for the things, if it knows the hazards before they come in front of him, or a person is just driving? If you just sit there, look straight forward and drive, they're not gonna have the feeling of they're feeling safe. But if you just keep on looking around your mirrors all the time, you show activity, you show engagement, looking just far ahead is not a true solution for a good driver. If you keep on checking your surroundings, a good driver has good looks 360 all the time. Let's suppose on a highway a car overtakes you. It's the third time you should have seen. When you look left, 9 o'clock, you should have seen the car third time. If you see it for the first time, your searching is not good enough. And let's suppose in a test, a person is driving which is unexperienced and hopes that the inspector doesn't matter that he or she can't drive. Who are you fooling? Because you're tricking yourself here. Because the inspector knows about your skills and experience in the parking lot. In the very beginning, they know if you're ready or not. The way you prepare. You're supposed to put the seat and the steering and the mirrors, and then check your mirrors, start the car and check your mirrors again, and look for left side for blind spot, indicate and go. So let's suppose if you sit down, you start the car, adjusting the mirrors, you're just out, but you don't know about it. And there is another example. If you're just driving and in middle of a test, a person is thinking, how does the inspector want me to do here? It means that your knowledge just finished in middle of a test, and you should know that you most probably failed your test 5 minutes ago, but you don't know about it. You should know every given situation what to do. So make sure that you prepared yourself. There is another example of that. When you're driving, let's suppose you did a mistake, and that's a very common mistake a new or a person who puts the test do. When they do a tiny mistake, they think they failed, they hang up in the head back there, they are on their way to next junction, and inspector notices that this guy has stopped driving. He thinks he failed, and now it's like a rolling stone. It goes make one mistake after mistake after mistake. Why? Because he hung up on that mistake, which was tiny, and made it stop driving the car actually. So the inspector has to take over, and it becomes a failure on the test. I've noticed multiple times when I drive with my students on the test, they stop, they do tiny mistake, and they think they failed the test. So this is the biggest mistake of you to do. What you do is, if you expect yourself to drive perfect on a test, don't do the test. You're not going to drive perfect. It's not going to happen. You're going to do minor mistakes. Let's suppose if you forgot to indicate in a turn. Is it that bad? You just say sorry to the inspector and say, sorry, I forgot. It's okay. But let's suppose you forgot to look properly in a junction. You can't say, sorry, inspector, I forgot to look. It's not going to happen. That's a major mistake. Forget to indicate is a minor mistake. As long as you look properly in your surroundings. Because 90% of your driving is you driving with your eyes. If you look around and you check, you have control of the situation. If you don't check, you don't have control of the situation. So my suggestion to you is, if you want to give it a shot, without doing a test, without doing a lesson with the driving school, just give it a shot, but give it one shot. What happens is that if you do over and over again, and they do verbally ask you to stop or they put the brake, in your protocol you're going to get red flag. And if you get red flag 3 times, there are chances they postpone automatically your test in further future. I don't know, 3, 6 or 12 months away. You can't book the test too early. Why? Because you're too dangerous for the inspectors, and inspectors want to go safe as they drive, because we all should know they have kids at home, don't they? So they won't come home today too. So let's think in their perspective. If you are no knowledge, when you go private, when you drive private, some people have no knowledge at all. Maybe they've been driving altogether 10 hours of driving, and now they go with hopes and dreams to put the test and get their license. That is very bad luck for them if they get their license. Pray to God, thank God if they don't get license. But because nobody should get their license unless you can't respond to security. If you can't drive from A to B in safe manners, you're never going to get your license. I hope to God. So get yourself a proper education. It's a good investment you do. It should last for a lifetime, not just for a test. You're going to feel safe. You're going to feel happy that you did get yourself a proper education before you got your license. Because after you're getting your license, you develop very slow. Just an example, a parallel parking. If you haven't learned that before you get your license, you're never gonna learn that after your license. You're never gonna learn that. You're just gonna improvise. You're gonna do maybe 10 attempts to do a parking, and then you manage. Okay, fine. But once you learned, you're gonna do first or second time, you're gonna put your parking in there. That's just an example. You're gonna do a lot less accidents in your life. Maybe no accidents at all. Only one word is good for you if you drive. If you never want to cause an accident, you should have one word with you, which is that. Let's see if you can guess on that. I hope you get yourself proper help. You get yourself a professional education before you go for your license. So do your test and don't make it a big deal. You should just be able to get your license from A to B, from start to finish in 6 to 8 weeks. It shouldn't take more than that. So Responsibility. That's one word you are with you in the car. If you have it with you, you're never going to cause an accident. Does that make any sense? All right, guys, good luck with your license, and just get in touch. Get yourself a good driving school and get a couple of lessons before you put your test, and good luck with that.